Great. It's just 12 o'clock now, and I hope people are joining the call. It looks pretty good. Looks like we've got lots of activity. Glad everyone's able to make it. Better not do that. This is our first attempt at a virtual symposium, so I hope that you'll tolerate any issues. We're hoping to record it and make it available afterwards. For presenters, we'll try and stick closely to the schedule. A couple of people have to come and go. I know that some of you are contending with weather and children and other aspects of life, but it's super to have everyone here. What I'm going to do is provide just a brief few words of introduction and then turn it over to our first presenter. Each of the presenters has added slides to the agenda that we can follow along with at home, but I'm also hoping that the presenter will be able to take control of the screen, or if that fails, ask me to drive their slide presentation. Let's see, I was actually going to just turn to someone here, and could I have a borrow your phone? Just off there. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I guess to start with the symposium, there's a Slack channel where conversations can happen now or in the future. There are a number of GitHub repositories that have been tagged with the Human Cell Atlas and Bioconductor tag. And then I've got this community notes document, which I'm encouraging you to sign in here with your name, just to keep track of how successful this has been. And then there are also a space for notes, where I'm encouraging those of you who are interested in providing notes for the on the symposium and whatever ideas or issues come to mind, summarizing presentation, whatever makes for good notes. Feel free also to use Twitter to follow along with the conference. I'm going to go back to my other window, which tells me and then right. The agenda is on the screen. I'm Martin Morgan, leader of the Bioconductor project. I'll just open this slides just very briefly and present them, and say just a few words about the Human Cell Atlas and Bioconductor. So this represents a work in progress. I want to emphasize that. We received 1 year's worth of seed funding, and we're coming towards the end of that seed funding period. So it seemed like an excellent opportunity to summarize our progress and to other activities. There are 8 projects that received a little bit of funding, and the development of the proposal and the work that's been conducted has been done in a fully open fashion. The proposal was actually developed on Slack, and conversations were completely open to the public. And I wanted to especially tip my hat to Aaron Lunn, who initiated the proposal and has been a driving force behind the activities that we've been working on. The project had, overall proposal had 5 broad aims. One was to provide access to the Human Cell Atlas. Another was to provide ways of representing single cell data from the Human Cell Atlas and other resources, and then developing scalable pre-processing pipelines and statistical routines, and then finally being able to place the cells and experiments into an ontological context. So for the symposium, we're near the end of the seed funding period. So projects are approaching maturity, but many of them have a ways to go or have encountered interesting and challenging issues in implementation. So we felt that this would be a great opportunity to summarize our progress, to identify challenges and opportunities, and of course to share our work with broader members of the Bioconductor community. I want to emphasize again that this is a work in progress, and there are rough and challenging edges, particularly in scalability, that will become apparent as we progress. Here's a very brief overview of the people and collaborations that were involved. My team here at Roswell with Daniel and Marcel emphasized accessing HCA data. Aaron Lunn with John Marioni's group has been implementing scalable computational methods, as has Wolfgang and Mike Smith in particular. Raphael Gottardo and Mike Zhang have been working on HDF5 data representations. Vince and Aideen have been doing ontology-related activities. And then on the scalable statistical procedures, Casper with Pete Hickey, Davide, Stephanie, and Elizabeth Perdome have been working on aspects of principal components analysis. And then Rafa Irizarry and his group have also been working on the pre-processing pipeline. This is my little acknowledgement slide. The work has been funded by the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, and Bioconductor in general is supported by a suite of grants from the NHGRI and the National Cancer Institute of here in the United States, as well as the SOUND Consortium under European Union Horizon 2020 proposal. I've now spoken for my 5 minutes, so I'm going to turn over the presentation to the first speaker, who is, if I can manage to get back to the agenda here, the first speaker, who is Daniel Van Twisk, who's going to talk about HCA Browser.